Good morning to ASU head coach Kenny Dillingham, who joins us. Kenny, good morning. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you doing?
We are doing good. Big weekend ahead of us, obviously. You know, I spent some time with the film from Texas Tech, and man, that defense, people say this looks like an SEC team on defense. What challenges are you guys going to face with your offense facing that crew?
Yeah, I mean, they have, depending on who you talk to, between 4 and 6 guys that are going to get drafted on their defensive line. And, usually having one guy on your defensive line that's going to get drafted is impressive. Having two is really impressive. Having 4 to 6 is very, very impressive. So that's the challenge is we got to be able to prevent them from wrecking havoc and creating TFLs.
Coach, how'd you like the response from your team in terms of the physicality that you wanted to see that you didn't see against Utah?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I thought we had a really physical week of practice. Obviously Utah pushed us around, and this game's about blocking and tackling. And we couldn't defeat a block, and we couldn't make a tackle, and we didn't put our guys in the best position to be successful. And part of that is how we practice. So we made an adjustment to how we practiced, and hopefully we come out and play a better, more physical brand of football this week.
You know, I've been raving about your ability to message right on point to your football team on a weekly basis. You do it like unlike anybody I've ever seen, to be quite honest. What are you getting into your players' heads this week, and what was your messaging for how to combat this game?
Yeah, that football is simple. That usually the person who moves the person on the other side wins. If you take care of the football and somebody lines up against you and you move them backwards or you tackle them down, you win a football game. All this other stuff we talk about and we do and we scheme, and that's great. That's our job to put you in the best angles and the best advantages. But at the end of the day, when you play big games, moving the person in front of you backwards and then tackling them wins the football game. And they don't win the football game till the end of time. And that starts with a mindset, and it's not a mindset that you can talk about, it's an action. And we have to act upon that. We have to play the game with passion and physicality.
I know losing Ben Coleman at any point in the year would sting for you guys, but specifically before this game and that defensive line that you mentioned that you're going to be facing, how have you liked the way the fill-ins have looked this week? And I know you guys did some shuffling earlier in the year. Does that help with some of the movement that you were doing earlier in the year for filling in like this?
Yeah, when you rotate guys, it definitely creates. If you lose somebody like Ben, Ben was a guy who chose to come here when we were 3-9 and had sanctions. And he's been a big part of this change. Like he showed up here when fans didn't show up. Like he showed up here when nobody wanted to come play here. So to lose a guy like that, it's bigger than just, man, we're losing a guard, losing a center. It's, man, you're losing a guy who really helped build this program into a place where we're less than 100 tickets from selling out again, fifth straight sellout. And but the shuffling of it, us having the depth that we did have and playing 7-0 linemen the last few weeks, that's why you do that. So if you do lose somebody, then, somebody can come in who also has reps with the guys around them. So not ideal, but, not every season's roses and candy canes, right?
No doubt.
And nobody cares. So you better line it up, strap it up, and get ready to rock.
No doubt about it. All right, the last visual of Sam Leavitt at practice was very encouraging. There was no tape on that ankle. How you feel about his health going into this game, and how do you think he's going to handle this? Because guys like this, these are the big moments they live for.
Yeah, well, there was tape. I just think it was under his sock today. That's the best part about college football is the ghost chasing begins. That's athletics, baby. You gotta love it. You gotta love. There's no photos of the feet. There's photos of the feet. Is he practice? The games that get played are so funny to me. And but yeah, he looks good. I'm excited. I feel really good. So like last week, the opposite of last week, I feel really good about him playing this week. I feel like he's a competitor, and if he had his druthers, he probably would have gone last week. But that's just, wasn't something we were willing to do. And I'm excited to see us go out there and compete this week. And like I said, this is a really good team. I want to see us fight. I want to see us compete. I want to see the edge. I want to see the fight. I want to feel us from the sidelines. And not every game this year can I say that I've been able to feel our passion and feel our energy. I want to be able to feel that this week.
With Sam and the year-to-year evolution that you want to see from your quarterback, we're about halfway through the year right now. Where have you seen him progress the most compared to last year?
Yeah, I think the last football game was his best football game that he played. He controlled early downs, taking check downs, had a high completion percentage, got the ball out of his hands early on early downs, and that last TCU game. So I think that's where I've watched his progression. Now here's another game where it's going to be the same mantra, right? You can't take early down sacks, you can't play early down superstar because they have really good players. And if you try to play early down superstar, you're going to create negatives. We're going to get to 2nd and 16, and then those defensive linemen get to eat on 2nd and 16. We have to stay ahead of the chains. We cannot live in a world where we're 2nd and 10 plus, 3rd and 8 plus. We've got to stay in run down scenarios.
You hadn't lost a Big 12 game, I think it was, 358 days before the loss at Utah, and now you're significant underdogs in your home stadium where you've had a lot of success. I'm sure you're rallying around that. What do you want from your student body and your fan base, given the fact that this is a 1 o'clock kickoff? You know that kind of tempers the noise, and yet this is also a base who they get out to the WM Phoenix Open on Saturday morning, and they're creating all sorts of chaos at 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. They can pull this off, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be 1 in the afternoon, 80, 78, 80 degrees out. You're facing a top 5 team or whatever in the country. I mean, where else would you rather be in reality? Like, the environment's going to be rocking. It's going to be sold out. The team we're playing is as good as you're going to get in college football. Like, if you don't think, add value, like every single down be loud, because you never know when it's going to make a difference. The difference between 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 7 in college football is drastic. And how many times can we change the down and distance from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7, 4th and 1 to 4th and 6 where they're punting, right? The fans and the environment can create that, and our players feed off your energy. So we need to feel that on tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
Coach, to echo your point on how awesome college football is and how can you not love it, look at the year Raleek Brown is having, his 4th year in college football. In your experience as a coach, what allows kids to get through some of those instances where it takes maybe a year, 2, 3 years to finally break through?
Yeah, I think every kid's situation is different. I think eventually, when you're really talented, eventually, like, if you haven't had that success yet in your career, it clicks and you just kind of grow up and you're like, man, I'm going to put in more work than I ever have. And the thing that makes me so proud of Raleek is he made a decision this offseason that he was going to work so hard to gain weight. And now he's playing in the 190s, the low 190s. And he made a decision to work every day. And to see the work that's the joy of coaching, is to see the work. And that's a kid who's really, doubled down on himself. And it's fun to watch him go out there and make plays now.
All right, Curt Cignetti signed a massive $93 million contract. Kenny, if I could scramble up $93 million for you, could you stay here the whole time, your whole career? If I get you $93 million.
Oh, man. I'm just worried about not getting fired. So why don't we just take one step at a time? In this profession, you go from penthouse to outhouse in 1 to 2 weeks overnight. You go from sucking to being elite overnight, and if you get lost in that chaos, you're going to get sucked into it. So I'm just worried about doing the best job I can here.
All the best to you tomorrow. We'll be cheering for you, Kenny. Good luck. Thank you for your time as always.
I appreciate it. Go Devils.
You got it. Kenny Dillingham, head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils.
Thanks for watching Bickley and Marotta. Click to see the latest Bickley Blast and hit the button in the middle to subscribe to Arizona Sports.